Absolutely. So, sir, now in the last few weeks, I think we're all hit with the COVID, and I think we never heard of this virus 2 months back. Now, I think there is nothing else that we are talking other than this. So, you must be watching what's happening, and then you must be watching what is that, how people are, I mean, responding to the situation and so on. So, what are your views actually? How are you looking at this whole situation?
You're absolutely right, Mr. Rao. We watch nothing but COVID these days, right? COVID is one of a kind challenge, right? Unprecedented. I think never before we've had such a challenge, and hopefully never again. But it's also, I think, philosophically looking nature's way of teaching us a lesson, but a bit brutally, though, I would say. But couple of things I have also noticed here is it is also proved yet again that when the mankind have their backs to the wall, uh, we adapt better, and that's what I'm seeing today. The other big takeaway for me is there is the cultural differences between the East and West when dealing with a crisis is wide open. You know, you see the way we deal with crisis in the East versus the West. It's
Mm.
completely different. So to me, the main takeaway here is, the difference between lives and livelihoods. That this is a debate that I think across the universe we've been having this debate of lives versus livelihood. So if you look at the stakeholders in this whole scenario, society at large, meaning the whole population at large, is the biggest stakeholder that we need to look into, right? And once you take a stand on this lives versus livelihood debate, every other piece falls in place. Somewhere the government and the society here, at least in parts of in India, have made it very clear that lives take precedence over livelihoods. That was the first decision that was made by the government, and the prioritization was very well done and very well executed. Then for people in business like us, it becomes much easier to approach our problems when these directions are very clear. So lives over livelihoods. It's not that livelihoods will be completely forgotten, but we prioritized according to the situation, according to the challenge of the virus that we faced. The government prioritized lives over livelihoods. And now I think we are opening up, and it's more lives and livelihoods together. So if you look at the biggest stakeholder, the society, we have made it very clear that lives are very important. And we also hear scores of sacrifices, supports from various NGOs, businesses, so many real life stories where people coming together to support the entire society. So, and also, this is a time I think as a country we have shown to the world that we are both resilient and we also have the resolve to see this through. That is my, the major takeaway as far as the biggest stakeholder, the society at large, is concerned. When I look at the other stakeholders, I would group our employers, the customers, and supply chain as a group who have a common interest, right, in terms of how this plays out. Though COVID is the main theme, there are many sub themes that are kind of lurking around the main theme. I have to give you some examples. There is a play in terms of businesses. We see what would be the future of China as a global supply chain is one major sub theme that's flowing around. And we also see a lot of developed countries wanting to kind of bring back manufacturing to their shores. Reshoring is another topic that's being talked about. And irrespective of all this, there is this huge oil price conundrum that's happening between US, Saudi Arabia, what is happening to shale. So many things around the oil business. Then we have these US elections coming up in November. So there is a lot of ploys, and there is a lot of play going back, posturing by so many developed countries. And this is again an important factor. And we have somewhere closed borders, people closing borders, people kind of trying to protect their own. So each one of these sub-themes, we do not know how this is going to play out in the period of maybe 3 months, 6 months. So this is This is going to be tough for these stakeholders, basically the employers, the customers, and the supply chain. We will have to comply, or we will have to live through these, how these variables play out. So I would say, though there is a lot of economists who talk about all the alphabets, right from U, V, W, L, the shape of the recovery, but I would say it's much difficult to predict the long term. How is it going to play out, or the ramifications of this COVID? So, in a small organization like ours, our perspective and our understanding with the stakeholder is, at this point, the best long term strategy would be not to have a long term strategy. So take it as it comes, be agile, and on your feet, think on your feet, keep looking at strategies, and then modify accordingly. But COVID or no COVID, there are a couple of stakeholders that remain, and they always count. One is your employees. If you take care of your employees, I have a firm opinion and a firm belief that they take care of them. They take care of everything else for you.
Right.
So that's a big point. And as one of my friends put it very nicely, we do not anymore live in the era of Jack Welch, but it is more a Simon Sinek era, which is all about, talking about empathy, talking about compassion, and dealing with people the right way, give them the respect that they deserve. You talk to them, because with so much of information available, people have become so very mature. Same goes with your employees as well. So talk to them, make them understand the current challenges that we have, the current business opportunities, and they will all, these are the first stakeholders that you should be having on your side. And once you have your employees on your side, then everything else, falls in place. So this is more or less, my takeaways from what I have seen with all the stakeholders in terms of business, Mr. Rao.